Again, we are here. So we've been graced with another presence here on earth. As we celebrate life, many of our brothers, our sisters, our fathers, our mothers, our grandparents have left the physical life. We bid their souls a blessed journey, and we welcome all the ones that are incoming. The physical bodies actually mean nothing in the spiritual kingdom, because someone may be 100 years in the physical, but when spiritually and even mentally they are still babies. I'm sure if you use all your faculties as given to us by source, you will come to that realization. So every day is a blessing. Before we as human beings started naming days, creating time, it was a matter of day and darkness, day and darkness. So practically, in that way, I am as old as today, and so are you. But when we started counting the years, the physical years, we started taking it in our minds, and most of us think that we are as old as these bodies we are in. But I'm sure you have realized that souls come, and even from childhood, they show that this is a wise soul, this is an old soul. These are facts for the one who is willing to understand and then know how to walk through life and also enjoy this amazing gift of life. Today, according to what we are told, is a Sunday. Even if you are to follow the days as they go, now there comes a contradiction whereby some people say, no, it's Friday when we worship. No, it is Saturday. And when you go to the English language, obviously that means when you sat down. So it is a Saturday when you sit on the day. Life is about learning to decode some of these colors, some of these words, because life is colors, and colors is understanding, how people understand. You know, when it is all black, anything can't be radiated. When it is white, then all light, then all colors come out. But what are the colors as they come out? It is our understanding. So the universe becomes a shade of colors, a shade of our understanding. So today is Sunday. That was the beginning of the week at one time, because the sun came out and the sun meant to go out and work. Now that is told that this is the 7th day of the week. That is when you have to worship. But honestly, for the God who created you and brought you here on earth, and you found whatever you found, for you to live that God within you, who gives you life, who sleeps within you and keeps breathing for you. Right now, we are seeing lots of things that are being taught to us. Apparently, we don't even know how to breathe. Somebody has to tell you, oh, breathe like this, or do it like this, look like this, walk like this. So I once watched a movie, Walk Like a Man, for the child who had been born in the jungle and didn't know. Now it is manifesting. Everything has been taken over by the outside. You still remain a powerful soul. You still remain a strong soul when you remember who you are and how you came to be where you are. Okay? As a mother who has even had a miscarriage, I know that even I was just a vessel used to contribute to the mystery of life. My body might have contributed to the makeup of the body, but the soul, but the spirit, immediately that soul started coming up, you could communicate. So there are so many mysteries in this life which we don't understand. Why am I saying this to you? I'm saying this to you that awaken, brother and sister. Try to understand who you are. Live your life. Do things because you want to do them, not because you're scared, not because you've been brainwashed. No, do things that make sense to you so that when the time comes for you to disappear, because we appeared here, and one time, one day we will disappear. I love to say that we will wake up dead, because that's what I really assume. When you die, you see that you're outside the body, and actually out of body experiences and near death experiences, people have shown that theory. I don't know how much it is, but I have that belief that you will wake up and you can see the body, you can't enter into it, and goes with Patrick Swayze's movie Ghost. We are ghosts in the physical, but what hurts most and what is so scary, as I speak to you, I'm also scared, because the fear that has been embedded in me since I came to life is quite deep, but I'm coming out. I'm really trying to find out who I am. I'm really trying to do things that make sense to me. I'm communicating to you because it makes sense to me that we stop suffering, we stop following people like sheep being led to slaughter. We depend on things that we are told by stories. One person will come and tell you that, oh, the saints will tell you are more holy than your ancestors. So, which is better? I believe, I love the character of Jesus the Christ because I've read about his character. I am not worshiping him. He was a man. His character shows me that if he was capable of goodness, if he was capable of forgiveness up to the point of death, I can forgive what my mind tells me is wrongs against me. If he could return goodness for what would be called bad in our understanding in the humanly way, I can do that. So I use Christ as my weighing stone. Like, what would he have done? So I'm building the Christ in me, but I'm not worshiping him. So today when I go out to worship, I now love to go to the Christian Science Church. It's a church that has big buildings but has very few people. It makes me understand that these people are there because they want to be there. And what is their philosophy? That we are spiritual people who should learn to act in the spirit. And it's the same. It doesn't take away my roots. I have to go to my ancestors and call them to this awakening. Where I have a weakness within me, I have to work through it and know, what would I have done better? Because I've realized every time I became so angered, every time I did something that was like maybe revenge, I would feel bad because my spirit is awake. What I'm asking you today, is your spirit awake? We were given everything we need to walk this life when we came to it. That's why even as babies, they have different characters, okay? Because they manifested to show that other part of Christ, to show that other part of God. When I say the Christ, that is the conscious, okay? I've read the Bhagavad Gita. People will tell you that, oh, don't believe in the Bhagavad Gita. It is a devil. Those people worship this. Yet they tell you, oh, the God that is manifesting, that could make a black being, could make a white, a pinkish or whatever color, olive color, because all these are just names we've come up with. When somebody calls me black, honestly speaking, is this the same as this? When you look at it, people say they are white. Have you seen anyone who looks like chalk? It is just a confusion. Go back. You were given a whiteboard or a blackboard and you had a chalk on it. Are those color? Have you seen that color anywhere? So we need to awaken And little by little, when we awaken to who we are and we find peace within ourselves and we find love within ourselves and we do things because we are wanting to do them, then we will see the kingdom of heaven here. Remember, Jesus, who they tell you is coming anytime soon and is taking you to heaven, told you in Luke 17:21 that the kingdom of heaven is within you, and even told you that, or told us through the story. I read the Bible when I was going through different periods of my life. I read it initially as I was growing up, and I learned what I learned, and I started developing my own questions, whereby I even had to go and find out how my ancestors worshipped their God. And I also came to understand that then I had to find out how other people are worshiping. So I came to a conclusion. For one, this is my truth, that God is limited, is limitless, is unlimited. God manifests in all types of things. Even through us, God manifests through man-made things. Everything you see, like that has been made, like the plane, like these phones, it is a manifestation. It is an evolvement of God in us, because we are co-creators. The God in us is doing that. And even all the bad, even the suffering, even the pain that is caused to others is manifesting through the darkness of God. So that's why God is the Alpha and Omega, is the deepest dark, So if you want also to understand better and stop this naming and labeling of others, that, is a devil, is this, is that, you should know that those are characters of God. Why? In Job, it tells you that when God's children gathered and the devil was among them, I believe that none of you has really suffered to the extent of Job. So every time you feel beaten by life, go to Job's story, read it. He trusted the God in him. He knew who he was. If you know who you are, then you will take every experience as a lesson or as a chance to show who you are. When darkness comes to you, you should show it light. When hatred comes to you, you should give it love, understanding. Go beyond and see, why is a child who was born sweet, who was born loving, what made them turn into this beast? When you go to the numerology and understanding the Bible, for those who are deeper scholars, you would see that 666 means like the times. How bad can a person get that they become beast-like? Because a beast goes even the named animals we know. A lion will hunt when it wants to eat. But for the beast, it is insatiable, it is greedy beyond, it wants to just destroy. It is a destructor. But did we come to this beautiful world to destroy each other or destroy what is already there? When we emancipate our mental character or even faculties, then we will have a chance to live peacefully. And that same breath will go to other. They tell you we are energy bodies and energy is contagious. So, remember, it takes two to tango, So if somebody wants to fight, but you're not willing to fight, I'm sure mercy will just automatically take over. Why? The person won't use the energy they came with, and they will have a chance to breathe in. In other words, they won't use the exact, unless they are beasts. They have lost their human faculties, and all they can do is they are overtaken. They've become it. Some people have become hatred. Some people have become greed. Some people have become control. Whatever you do, you become it. So before you can go and you give your money to those who are already built, when even in the Bible, it is written in the Bible, you can find out for yourself. I'm not here to quote, to know that, oh, this one, this chapter, this chapter, that. No, because I'm not talking to that kind of people. I'm talking for the person who is looking and searching to understand. So in the Bible, it says that God does not sit in man-made buildings. His body is in heaven. And remember, Jesus told you the kingdom of heaven is within you. And he even tells you you are the temple of the living God. So when God goes out, then you become a body. You return to the soil you are made from. We all have these bodies which are part of soil. That's why we feed it soil. Every time we eat, we are feeding the soil in us. So the other parts that we came with also get sustenance from this. So it is a combination of all of us. Me, I bow down to the universal God, creator of all things seen and unseen, of all things heard and unheard. I don't know much. I really don't even know where life is taking me. But whatever the God in me will tell me to say, I will say it out because I am expressing. Some things I can't express because they will lead me to living my life in my unallocated time. And it has happened so many times. Many great souls, many wise people have left life because they were cut short. And that all goes to us as human beings. The inability to take diversity, the inability to hear different. We are capable of listening to one another, especially when we know who we are. We listen to expand ourselves. And every time we expand, we are evolving. When I go and I'm a free spirit, wherever the breath goes, that freedom will be everywhere. I've also had to critically look at the areas of earth, even if we've named them. But then depending on the people around, it gives you another feel. It gives you another chance to know. You can just walk in that area and you know, oh my God, there is so much stagnation here. You can walk in there and you feel, do you know why people like going to the bars? Because people, because of the intoxication, are free to express. They bring out what is in them. That's why you even see that when a violent person goes to the bar, when they drink, the anger in them will come out, which is when you've managed by the grace of Creator or Source to overcome it, it's drama and it's very interesting. May we be able to enjoy the life we are given. May we be able to grow as spirits and see one another beyond the body, beyond the colors, beyond the understanding, and we give reverence to the soul of life, that which is the true God. Have a wonderful Sunday. The sun is here, or the sun. Actually, every day should be the sun day when the sun comes and then night comes. I believe that is the only right thing they named about these days. Take care.